In tonight's war story, a decades-old mystery is solved. It involves a search for a legendary treasure lost at sea and a family waiting for answers 66 years after a loved one went missing in action. Channel 12 News Director Mark Casey tells his family's war story.
This war story is about my Uncle Bill. I never met him, but he was a constant presence in my home growing up. My mother's brother, lost at sea in November of 1942.
He left school one day and went down and enlisted and came home and says, I enlisted and I'm leaving.
My mom, Abigail Casey, 84 years old now, just 17 when her brother Bill Kittico began his great adventure. It was 1940, and Billy left gloomy Pittsburgh for the sunny beaches at Florida's Army Air Corps training bases, getting ready for the war to come. 18 years old, away from home for the first time, a tough amateur boxer and a turret gunner in a B-26B. Life was pretty darn good, but would also be pretty darn short. November 22nd, 1942, Bill's plane went down in the Gulf of Mexico. Telegrams announced a search. 2 bodies found, not Billy's. No wreckage, nothing. Just a grieving sister and a mother paralyzed with anguish.
And one day I said to her, Mom, you got to do something besides stand in this room and do nothing. I says, you've got to start moving around.
Rose Kittico never accepted the loss. Billy would have no funeral. My grandmother died in the mid-1980s, irreparably damaged by the event.
I'm going to blow up on the chart plotter where we're going.
Fast forward 1 week ago, and I'm in the Gulf of Mexico because somebody found Bill's plane. Tim Wickberg discovered the wreckage 20 years ago while fishing, 30 miles off Fort Myers Beach in about 70 feet of water.
Well, as you're going down, it depends on the clarity of the day. I've had days that come out here with top to bottom viz, and as soon as you start down, you see the whole wing.
Tim dove the site 100 times, but kept it secret for 20 years because of this man, Cuban dictator Fulgencio Batista. Overthrown by Castro New Year's Eve 1958, legend says Batista sent millions in treasure to America aboard B-26s. Some crashed in the Gulf of Mexico. Was this one of them? No. A radio call tag recovered from the aircraft dashboard identifies this B-26B as Bill Kittico's MIA aircraft.
We got the radio call number. In essence, that was the call number for that plane. And then we knew, I doubt if 6 GIs are carrying gold on them, you know.
That's Tom O'Brien, one of a group of amateur treasure hunters and journalists who dove the crash site last Saturday. Here's some of what's down there, captured by Fort Myers News Press photojournalist Valerie Roche, with narration by Captain John Hazelbaker.
On the other prop, that engine is laying there. It's pretty well intact. It's horizontal. The prop's still intact. There's one blade that's not only bent over, but it's cracked in half. Your immediate thought is, man, this thing had to hit awful hard. I mean, just to tear those engines off. It just leads me to believe this hit very hard.
No human remains.
I haven't uncovered any. I don't think anything on this trip or other have we noticed anything resembling articles of clothing, personal belongings, or human remains.
So, a search for Batista's gold finds a different treasure for my mom and our family. Last Sunday, we tossed flowers into the Gulf over the crash site, while my mom sat on the deck and finally said goodbye to brother Billy Kittico. We're fortunate that Tim Wickberg, Tom O'Brien, and John Hazelbaker didn't walk away from that wreckage when they found out it wasn't Batista's gold. Instead, they contacted my mother, brought her to Florida, and we conducted a funeral last weekend. They took care of her every need, and for that, I'm very grateful. On azcentral.com, you'll hear more about the search for Batista's gold that turned up an MIA treasure and the controversy surrounding why the plane crashed. We put more photographs, interviews, and links to a bigger story reported by our sister newspaper, the Fort Myers News Press. Mark Casey, 12 News.
Wow, how emotional. Finally, some closure.
Yes, what a wonderful story. It almost sounds like it could be a novel or something, or a movie, right?
I know, amazing. So grateful for those treasure hunters.
Yeah, no kidding,
what a
right?
treasure they found.
Well, Kim, we have